Hello, everyone, and sorry for the stop of this program at the end of the day. I had to refresh the program I did at the end of the day because we were getting a few glitches. Um, we are going to play David's track, "The Cold Shoulder," and then I'm going to come back and ask him a few questions.
I don't know if I will ever see you again. And I don't know if I will ever love you again. You make life hard sometimes, and I can't take it anymore. So this is gonna be the last time that I walk out that door. I can't take it anymore. I don't know when I will be back again. It's all over. I gave you the cold shoulder. Now you know. And I'm not sure when I'll ever kiss you again. It's all over. I gave you the cold shoulder. Now you know. You make life hard sometimes, and I can't take it anymore. So this is gonna be the last time that I walk out that door. It's over, I gave you, 'cause I can't take it anymore. It's all over, I gave you the cold shoulder. Now you know. I feel sad sometimes, 'cause I don't love you anymore. I will tell you what's happening now. I'm gonna walk out that door. I don't know if I'll ever meet you again. It's over, I gave you the cold shoulder. Now you know. And I don't know if I'll ever sleep with you again. It's all over, I gave you the cold shoulder. Now you know. You make life hard sometimes, and I can't take it anymore. So this is gonna be the last time that I walk out that door. It's all over, I give you, 'cause I can't take it anymore. It's all over, the cold shoulder. I'm gonna walk out that door. It's all over, the cold shoulder. 'Cause I can't take it anymore. It's all over, the cold shoulder. I'm gonna walk out that door. It's all over, the cold shoulder. 'Cause I can't take it anymore.
And that was David Torrance and "The Cold Shoulder." So I'm going to bring David back in. I'm going to. So David, at the end of the day, I really like that song I did. It was really good, really well produced.
Thank you.
Had a really good melody line. Yeah, it was really good. So what is that? What is that song about?
The cold shoulder is what it says, you find people in your life who, whether it be male or female, who bring negativity or are jealous of what you do or try to bring you down. And these people should be given the cold shoulder as far as I'm concerned. And that's basically what the song, although it's a kind of lovey song about a man and a woman, I suppose, but it's about everybody in your life that brings you negativity or tries to bring you down or whatever, and you don't need the kind of people in your life. So I give them the cold shoulder, and that's basically where what the song's about.
Yeah, yeah, I'm like that as well. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know a certain tolerance level up to a certain point. I think that's really important at the end of the day because you said in your bio that I love your songs were about feeling from the heart at the end of the day.
Uh,
So when you write songs, you write them with emotion and feel.
yeah, yeah, there's always a wee story to be told. I mean, since I've had to adapt and write my own lyrics, I've had to have a wee brainstorm with myself, a wee talk with myself, and try and come up with decent, creative, and meaningful lyrics. And I'm not saying it's I find it easy because I don't. That would be a lie. The music's fine. The music comes natural and flows, and then I sit down and fight lyrically with it. I'll usually always come up with a line, whether it be the cold shoulder or step out of the rain or all about the money. I'll always have a line to start with when I'm writing a song, and then you've just got to build on it from there. But the cold shoulder is just, I mean, I think we've all at one point or another given somebody the cold shoulder.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. And David, would you just mind saying again, obviously before the stream decided to pack up and stuff, saying about how you got into music again? Would that be all right with you?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. So how did you get into music?
I get into music at a very early age with a piano in the house when I stayed in halfway Cambuslang. And my father could tinkle the piano, and he found that I had a kind of an affinity to the piano, um, and started showing me how to play a couple of notes and stuff. And then by the age of 7, he decided that he was going to send me to piano lessons because he thought I would be good enough to maybe take this on. And which he did. And I went to a Miss NF Lennox every Tuesday night at 6 o'clock down in Cambuslang Main Street. She looked about 130 years of age at the time. Um, and it was 6 shillings an hour. And I took lessons from her. And I was classically trained as a pianist, so I went through the Royal College of Music, and went through my degrees and passed some with merit, some with honour, some with distinction. And then I had taken a. My father was very disappointed when I stopped taking the lessons when I was about 11 or 12 because football had taken over my life at that time. And, I'd be going to my music lesson at 6 o'clock, walking down to Cambuslang Main Street, and all the boys were out playing football. And I didn't like it. So, as I say, my father was disappointed. I stopped the piano lessons and then found the guitar round about the age of 13, 14. As I say, my father had a wee acoustic guitar and he showed me a couple of chords and how to got me started in that. And the guitar kind of took over, rather than the piano at that time, and started joining bands, club bands when I was 15. Played in the clubs when I was 15 till I was 24ish as such. In between, had my own band as well called Imantis that played all my own stuff at the time, and the dial in stuff like that, rock pop stuff. So music's been my life basically, and it still is, and I
Yeah,
think it always will.
yeah. And before, obviously, we were also talking about before the stream decided to pack up about how musicians are doing a lot of stuff themselves nowadays, and they don't need to go through companies at the end of the day to be promoted.
No, you can do it all yourself in house. You don't need a label at your back. So you can, and they can stick stuff on Spotify and all the other platforms. So yeah, you don't really need to. You don't really. Anybody can release music. Whether it's good or not is a different story. But anybody can really do it now.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. So it's all changed for the music industry now. Really, it has all changed
Yeah.
like that. Yeah, exactly. And so, yeah. So, who are your influences like with these songs? Do you have particular influences that you listen to, or you follow? If you see what I mean.
Always ask me that. That's a question that comes up all the time. Who's your influences? And I don't, honestly, I really don't have any. Well, I'm a dinosaur when it comes to listening to music. I'm still listening to stuff that I listened to when I way back in the 70s. I'm a progressive rock fan. You know, I love Yes, I like Zeppelin, I like Deep Purple. But I really have become, over the last 20 years, a very bad listener of music. I think it's because I'm doing it most of the time, and the last thing at night or whenever I get time to is to sit and listen to music. So I really don't. I can't say that there's any that influenced me in any of the songs that I've written up till now. You know, there's nobody I've never been influenced when it comes to songwriting. Um, I've got one song there that I done, which is influenced by Yes, and I've called it a song for Yes. It's not been finished yet, but that can influence me. Yes, can influence me to write that particular track. But any of the rest of them, I couldn't really say a name of who influenced me to do it. You know what I mean? I just like writing songs. It's just a thing. I think it's in my DNA. It's just something that I do naturally, and if they like it, they like it. If they don't, they don't.
Yeah, exactly, 100%. You always have to go through what you feel and stuff. And I mean, the music industry's changed. I mean, because I still listen to stuff from obviously what you used to listen to. And it's just my opinion. I find it a lot better than today's
Yeah,
music. A lot of today's music is just, it's just the same old thing at the end of the day. There's no actual melody
I know.
with
I
that, if
know.
you see what I mean. And
Yeah.
that's trouble. If you see what I mean.
I
So,
suppose if you're wanting to keep up, and write material that is happening at this particular time, you would need to go and listen to what's happening there. But I'm not really interested in writing to order as such. I just write what I feel and what comes out of me. You know.
yeah.
So, um,
Yeah, no, exactly, 100%, 100%. So David, you said, you also mentioned before the stream packed up that you were releasing some new music in September. Can you tell us about that?
yeah, I've got a new track as an artist. As I say, I only started releasing stuff around about 2022. 2022, releasing and singing my own stuff. And this will be my sixth release in two and a half years. It's a song called Now That You've Gone. And it's a kind of different genre from anything else that I've actually written and released. It's a kind of jazzy, poppy rather than poppy, rocky type thing. Um, it's certainly not what the cold shoulder is, which is a kind of country vibe there. This has got more a jazzy vibe. I tried to stay away from the so-called major and minor chords, and was influenced, I suppose, by different jazzy chords in this track.
Yeah,
And the melody, once I got the chord structure sorted out, the melody came quite naturally. And
yeah,
the lyrics, to be fair enough, I didn't struggle a lot. Once I had the title, Now That You've Gone, the song seemed to flow easier than other songs that I've written in the past, lyric wise.
yeah,
And it's
exactly.
got a beautiful guitar solo from uh, a great guitarist that stays in Straven called Derek Fleming. Derek teaches guitar, has done for 40 odd years. Great player, absolute great player. And I asked Derek down to do a lead solo over the top of this. And it only lasts about, 8 bars or something like that, maybe 12 bars. But it's very, very nice. So that kind of gives it a wee lift in the middle as well.
Yeah, it's great, definitely. And yeah, where can people find your music?
Our music's on all the major platforms. It doesn't matter who you're contributing to, whether it's Spotify, you'll get them in Amazon, you'll get them in iTunes, Geezer, you'll get them in YouTube as well. Um, all for nothing, may I add.
Yeah.
Um, and you will. The best place to go is our webpage that my son Alan designed and keeps up to date. which is thpsongs.com. And that contains everything going away back to 2010 when THP Songs started, right up to date. It's got the videos, because every song that I've released, whether it be me as an artist or with other artists, and you'll find them on our thpsongs.com webpage, we always do a video. Whether it be a lyric video or whether it be a proper video with the actual artist's face on it, they're all there. But yeah, any major platform, type in the artist, David Torrance, and my songs will come up. Type in the artist. If you look at my webpage, Shame on You, any Zora Star tracks come up, Harley Walsh, they're all there, and you just go to the platform and type it. They're all out in the platforms.
Yeah, and I'll just put up the link on the screen so people can go and search that. So thpsongs.com is where you're going to find all of David's music.
Yeah, you'll find it there.
And now, David, we're going to play Now You're Gone. Well, don't worry, you're not going to go, but we're going to play your song.
Now That You've Gone, yeah. Smashing.
Yeah.
I would hold you forever and a day, and I would stay with you no matter what you say. I never knew your name till the other day, and when you told me it, now that you've gone, the sun don't shine the same. It always seems to rain. Now that you've gone, I cannot sleep at night. We always seem to fight. Now that you've gone away, my world's turned upside down with you. Now that you've gone away, I cry myself to sleep each night for you. Now that you've gone, I will walk 1,000 miles just to see your smiles. And now when I close my eyes, all I see is you. There's no one left for you. And now when I close my eyes, the pain is hard to bear. I really do despair. But now that you've gone, you never said goodbye. You told me loads of lies. Now that you've gone, my world's without a place. You left without a trace. I think about you day and night. I really need to hold you tight. Now that you're gone, you simply walk away from me. I really wanted you to stay. And now when I close my eyes, I see your smiling face. I know it's a disgrace. And when I close my eyes, it seems like a dream to me. And when I see your eyes, I see your smiling face, and I kiss it.
Yeah, it's a really good song. That is a really good song. Now that you've gone by David Torrance at the end of the day, he just made me have a little bit of a correction he did at the end of the day. I put it up on the screen as well. So, David, I'm going to bring you back in. Yeah, I have to say, I really like your songs.
Thanks very much.
I think I'm not just saying it because I'm here on the show or whatever. I really like your songs. I think you've been very clever. I think at the end of the day you've done something different, and I really think um that you've really like mixed a lot of genres. But for instance, that song you said was jazz. At the end of the day, it didn't sound really jazz.
Yeah, I don't mean jazz. That's maybe the wrong description. It's got jazzier chords in it than your major and minors, if you know what I mean. So it's not rock, it's not country, it's not pop. It's kind of get that wee jazzy feeling to it. That's just what I think. I might be wrong anyway.
Yeah, exactly, 100%. And so yeah, that's the new one that obviously, I think you said to me I'm the first person to play it, am I?
I think that'll be yes. I think yeah. I've got notices through from all the radio stations. It'll be started to get played as from tomorrow. I think Thursday. Yeah, tomorrow. And over the weekend. Yeah, it's going to get started. But I think that'll be the first airing of it as such.
Well, I can tell you, first of all, I'm absolutely privileged to be the first person this show to be the first person to play that song.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Secondly, I'd like to tell you that it's a very good song. At the end of the day, you've got a lot of skill in writing. At the end of the day, and I can see why you've got where you are, David. Definitely,
Well, thanks very much. Thanks very much.
definitely, 100%, 100%. Um, yeah. So I'm gonna ask you a question. Throw out there into the mix a random question. Have you ever had a time at the end of the day, um, where you've had something embarrassing happen when you've been on tour or or just generally in the music industry?
Oh yeah, yeah. Probably the worst moment ever was a way back in the 80s with my own band called Eyewitness, and we were playing the violin for the first time. And my father was there, and my brother was there, I think, and half of Canvas Lang was there. I'm exaggerating slightly, but there was people there, and the violin was quite a privileged place. If you played there, you were doing well. So I had a pair of red cord trousers on with a white shirt and a bonnet or something like that on, and the song started with the lights out. So I wanted the lights out, so the whole place was in darkness, and it started with the synthesizer making the sound of the wind, and then after the wind sound came in, the drummer would come in and go 1, 2, bum bum, and the lights would go on, and I would hit a big A power chord, and that was us into the song. So the smoke started, the drummer came in, bum 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 bum, the lights came on, and I struck my guitar, and my lead had come up my distortion pedal, so there was no sound whatsoever. And I should have just continued and plugged it back in, but I stopped everybody and I says, we'll start again, but we couldn't turn the lights off, obviously. That would be, so that was really embarrassing. I mean, I just went home. I could have just put my guitar in my case and went home.
Oh no! Did you get paid?
Oh yeah, we played the rest of we played the rest of the gig, but that was the opening. I was trying to create a big opening, and that's what happened. My pedal, distortion pedal, and the lead had come out. So no, we got paid, and the rest of the evening went okay, but that kind of spoiled it for me, and I'll never forget it.
All right. David, one thing I haven't mentioned is we've got some people watching. So, guys, thank you very much for tuning in and watching. Remember, if you want to leave David a question or comment, please comment either on the YouTube or the Facebook at the end of the day. He'd really welcome questions. We're here for another half an hour. We are at the end of the day. So yeah, there's some people watching, David, at the end of the day. So I'm just encouraging them to come forward and ask you a question.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, I'm sure they're okay. Yeah, yeah. Probably thinking, what's this program at the end of the day? No, I'm only joking and stuff. At the end of the day, right? Your last track, which I'm very interested about, and well, particularly in the title. The end of the day, we all need to, have this thing in our life, obviously, to make a living and to eat and to drink and goodness knows what. So, all about the money. What's that about?
All About the Money is basically a song that I wrote and recorded during, I think it was lockdown, maybe just before it. I think it came out in 2022, and it just seemed with Brexit and everything, everybody was talking on the news, everywhere you turn, it was about money. It was money this and money that, and I just came up with the song and the melody saying all about the money, and basically it is just to say why are we talking. It's not always all about the money. But it's just as well if you're in the music business. But no, it was just about, it just seemed everywhere I turned, politicians, everywhere they were all talking about money for some reason, and that's where the idea for that came in.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I mean, obviously, you have to. Money is important for a living, but sometimes I think money can be like, people can say about money a lot, if you see what I mean. It has to be put in proportion.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So, okay, then we'll play that song we will, because I've been looking forward to this one. All about the money, I have been. Yeah, and we'll see what this one is like. And again, guys, if you want to go and check out David's songs, you can do. I will put up the link during the song for you to go and check out his songs. But here is All About the Money.
I would hold you forever and a day, and I would stay with you no matter what you say. I never knew your name till the other day, and when you told me it, you just turned and walked away from me. It's all about the money, and it's all about the girl. It's all about the money and the way you feel for me. Yeah. I will tell you that I love you every day, and if I've done that, you still walk away.
David Tolerance, and it's all about the money. It is. Yeah, again, I really like that track. I do, and I'm just gonna bring it David back in, and unmute his mic. So yeah, David, I really like that track. Um, I did. It was really, really cool. At the end of the day, it sort of got a sort of reggae sort of feel to it, if you see what I mean.
Yeah, it's got a wee jive going, a wee kind of vibe going through it. That was Drew Phillips helped me on that track, with arranging the backing track for me. We've done a great job on it. The video for that was recorded in the Straven Mill, which is a theatre in Straven, and the videos you can find at thpsongs.com. Me, Alan, and one of my friends, James Lightbury, who helped out in that particular day, we made that video in the old mill in Straven, the town mill, sorry, in Straven. So it was really good, and I'm quite pleased with the video because what happened was, I purchased money
Oh wow!
on
Wow!
eBay. Yeah, and we were throwing this up in the air and catching it and stuff. So the video's quite interesting. And then at the end, I made a wee video with me and my wife coming back from Glasgow. We spent an evening in a nice hotel in Glasgow, and we jumped in the bus coming back to Straven using our bus passes because it's all about the money.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, it's it's a great song at the end of the day. I had to find that one out, and is has that one been out recent?
Yeah, that came out in 2022. All
Yeah.
About the Money was actually my first ever release as an artist. Uh,
Wow.
and the reason being, I went into the studio that I've used down in Dalmarnock, stealth recording studio, run by a guy called Ed MacArthur. I've worked with Ed for 20 odd years, and I went in to do my guide vocals on it so that I could maybe bring a singer in to sing it. And Ed says, David, why are you bringing somebody else in to sing this when you're sounding really good yourself? Why don't we spend a wee bit more time rather than the 3.5 minutes to sing it from start to finish? Spend a wee bit more time and you'll get a good vocal out of this, or he will get a good vocal out of this for me. And he did. And it's created a monster because if he hadn't done that, I wouldn't have probably released another 5 songs. We do all the pre-production work either in the house, my house, or wherever we're doing it, and then we take everything down to stealth recording studio in Dalmarnock, and that's where we record all vocals, mix and master the tracks. So, I we've worked with Ed for 20 odd years now, and sometimes we clash horns. We used to a wee bit more clash horns years ago, but now we tolerate one another, I think. He knows what I'm like and I know what he's like.
Yeah. Yeah. You got to know each other. Yeah. So yeah, David. Obviously, you've done venues as well. Obviously, you were saying about the thing with the accident and stuff. Do you still do gigs now?
No, no, I'm past that stage. Um, not interested. Not interested in playing live. Not interested in playing with bands. Not interested in rehearsing. Not interested in jumping in and out vans. Not interested in going to pubs too late at night and performing. No, I not done it for a long, long time, and I don't really miss the live side of the business at all. I prefer doing what I'm doing when I want to do it and doing what I do. So no, the live thing's really finished for me.
Yeah. I mean, do you mind me asking why that is?
I think because I've done it from a very early age. You know, I was out gigging when I was 16 in pubs when I really shouldn't even have been in pubs. There's a lot of animosity that happens when you're playing with bands, whether it's a 3-piece band, 5-piece band. there's always animosity at the end of the day, especially if you've been together for any length of time. Um, and arguments start, and people, especially if you're playing in clubs, maybe the drummer will turn up drunk or something like that, and the van breaks down, and then when COVID came as well, I'm not fit enough. I've got long COVID, so I'm not fit enough to have amplifiers and stand with a guitar over my neck for 3 or 4 hours. These days are finished, well and truly finished.
Yeah, and exactly. The reason why I asked because one musician I interviewed was saying about the fact of I think I think it was you on one of the other shows I did. We were talking about yeah, do musicians get well paid? And I think you said about something about this is on another show, guys, that I did. You said something about the fact of now these pubs are becoming part restaurant, part pub, and they are basically basically just want to have one singer in there, and basically 4 piece bands or 3 piece bands, uh, they're becoming out of fashion now.
Yeah, very much so. I wouldn't say they're becoming out of fashion. It's just the fact that I think, they says karaoke. I think karaoke's a terrible thing. I mean, really. Um, but now you can get people that turn up. They buy a PA and a wee mixing desk, and they can sing a couple of songs. They've got a decent enough voice. And they stand there, and then they get the rest of the punters up to sing. Um, and they charge the pubs the same amount of money as what they would pay for a 4 piece band, So one guy or one woman doing a karaoke of an evening gets paid maybe, let's for talk's sake, say £150, £200. Stick in a 3 or 4 piece band into the same pub the next Saturday, and the 3 or 4 piece band will only get paid £150 or £200. So, it's they say video killed the radio star. Well, karaoke killed live bands, as far as I'm concerned. But,
Yeah,
there's still some places, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying it's all doom and gloom, but really, most of it is doom and gloom, to be honest with you. And I don't need it. I really don't need it.
yeah. I mean, or there's some pubs that will allow people to go in and play like jams, like music for free and that sort of stuff. And and I think maybe I know it's good for people to get experience and stuff like that, but I think obviously I can't say too much, but I think maybe the jams might have had something to do with it as well, and stuff,
Yeah.
and open mic nights I think as well.
Again, same thing, open mic nights, who benefits from it? The pub, the venue, you know. Okay, I'll give people that's never actually performed in front of an audience a wee opening there to go up and do what they want to do, which is all fair and well. But you know, no, the life thing is just off my list, just really off my list.
Yeah. So do you think like people are now moving more to writing their own music now because it's more beneficial for them in the music industry?
I'm not saying that because there's no everybody that can write music. You'll have great guitar players, you'll have great bass players, you'll have great drummers, you'll have great keyboard players who can all play their instrument. But that's not necessarily saying that they're going to start writing their songs, because you can either write songs or you can't. So I don't think that'll be an issue. These guys will still want to go and play live. Um, and as I say, I've seen solo guitar players playing in pubs in Straven. A couple of pubs have them on a Friday night. A guy stands there with his acoustic guitar and entertains people all night, which is fair enough. Um, and you'll see a keyboard player maybe playing in a restaurant, playing background music. But what I'm talking about is what's died is the bands. For example, a decent rock band with maybe five guys in it. Very rare and far between that you'll see these bands here, because they're not getting the money to to help them, progress it at that level. But then again, it's not all about the money, Alice.
Well, yeah, exactly. That's what we just played just now. It's not about the money. But on the other side as well, I remember you saying on another show that I did that, also about Spotify and the streams and stuff like that, how you only get 10 pence a play and stuff.
I, I wish, I wish I get 10 pence a play. If I get 10 pence a play, I would be doing cartwheels. I can assure you. Nothing, nothing like 10 pence a play. You're talking about 0.002 pence per play on Spotify.
Oh, yeah.
Um, Absolutely ridiculous. And the guy that runs it's a billionaire, a
Oh,
billionaire, not a millionaire, a billionaire.
yeah.
Um,
But I mean, why? Because when Spotify came out in the early days, um, then they were paying musicians quite well, I heard.
well, I've never heard of them paying musicians quite well. I mean, he made a comment and get slated for it a couple of weeks ago. They're saying that music nowadays can be made for nothing. That's what he says.
Well,
That's a total lie for a start. And not only that, the fact of the matter is it's time consuming. So if you get a painter and decorator in to paint your house, he'll charge you per hour till your house is finished. As a songwriter, he's saying people can now make music for nothing. But what about even paying them for the time that they're spending producing, writing, and recording the music? There's no a price to that.
yeah, I know what you mean. I mean, a lot of people they don't understand. It's about people's time. At the end of the day, that it's not about even the fact of it's easy for you to do. It's about their time at the end of
Yeah,
the day.
time consuming. So if you're doing a job of work, you get paid whether it be minimum wage or living wage or a salary, and 9 times out of 10, it's a rate per hour. Writing songs, nobody pays you per hour for what you're creating.
Yeah, but I mean, the trouble is with songwriting, you can almost argue you're self-employed. You can almost argue you're self-employed.
I know, but there's a yeah, of course. But I don't know if you've seen the thing on YouTube the other week there where Snoop Doggy Dogg made a great statement about how the royalties are collected. You should check that out on YouTube. It was brilliant, absolutely brilliant. He's wondering where all his money's gone to because he doesn't know where it's went to. He says back in the day, if he sold 9 million records at 9.99, that created to $9 million, and he would get his percentage of it. Now, if you get 9 million streams on Spotify, where's his money? As he says, because one and one isn't adding up to two, and he's right.
No, no, exactly, 100%. I mean, but this is the thing you see. I mean, Spotify they don't pay like musicians money, and then like as you said, like when you have record companies and goodness knows what, and people that charge promoters that charge, really a lot to the end of the day. As you said, where are you making anything from it?
Exactly.
I mean, what would you like to see like happen in the future? If you could like, if someone could say to you, David, right, you've got one thing to change the music industry, and it will happen tomorrow. In the next 24 hours, what would it be?
It would for all these streaming companies, Amazon Music, Spotify, iTunes, anybody that is putting music out there on a major platform is to pay the people that created the music a decent amount of money. Now, I'm not asking for fortunes here. I'm asking for a decent amount of money per time or per stream or every time that somebody goes and listens to your music. We should have a decent return on that. Now, whether it be even 10 or 20 pence a stream, that would be fine by me to start with. But to pay you 0.002 pence per stream is absolutely ridiculous and insulting as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, it is. It is quite insulting at the end of the day because, but the trouble is, at the end of the day, I mean, it's a bit like obviously with my industry a little bit. Unless you're working for a company, it's very difficult to get work, and it's very difficult for people to, invest in you at the end of the day because, you know, um with the same thing as you because you're not working for a company, so people don't see it as that's your time you're putting in at the end of the day. And unfortunately, yeah.
I know, I know. It's a sad state of affair, but
Yeah.
hopefully we're fighting back. There is people fighting back here, and time will tell whether they do any good or not. You know, some people think the answer is to boycott it and don't release any new music. Don't give it to Spotify. Don't give it to iTunes. Don't give. That's another argument. I just wish that the people that run these platforms would just be a wee bit more generous
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
realise that without the guys writing these songs, they wouldn't have a platform in the first place.
I know because they're getting commission from you and stuff, but obviously you're not getting any commission back.
Yeah,
So that is the problem. You see what I mean? That is the problem and stuff. If you see what I mean. So yeah, I'm just gonna do a little bit of an advert. So, uh, guys, this show is run on subscription. Is at the end of the day, so all the donations go towards paying for the subscription to the program. If you are a viewer and you would like to donate, it is optional. I will put the link up on the screen. It is https://co-fi.com/musician chat. It is, and you can donate as little as £1. Talk about it's all about the money at the end of the day. Well, you can donate as little as £1 at the end of the day. At the end of the day, I don't think I put 10p on there yet. At the end of it, I don't think I can put 10p, but there you go. If you see what I mean, at the end of the day. But the whole thing is, David, is that yeah, I just yeah, I do think things need to change. I mean, obviously, I only just started becoming a musician myself, writing my first song last year, releasing a song next year and stuff. But unless I have to promote, which I worked with bands obviously in the past and I promoted them, and obviously I've you know learned obviously on the job,
yeah.
unless you have that experience and you know how to promote at the end of the day, then it's kind of like you got to learn it all yourself. But like you said, it's either the case of you get a record company to do it or a promoter to do it, which you then pay them money, or at the end of the day, you do it yourself.
Yeah, that's the choices. Yes, that's the choices. So,
So yeah, definitely 100%. Guys, it's your last chance to ask David any questions. We are 9 minutes towards closing the show. We are. So if you want to ask David a question or leave a comment, please do so in the next 9 minutes or so at the end of the day. I'm sure David would love to have a question for you. This show will also be on the replay page. We have a replay page for Musician Chat. We do at the end of the day as well. So David, we're just closing up. We're about over 8 minutes before closing the show. So what are your plans for the future and the next year?
I'll probably release uh, another couple of tracks. Uh, After the 6th of September, I'll probably maybe release one more track before the end of the year, or I might just leave it to next year because I've got songs there ready to go by other artists that I've written for. I could release them. Um, Maybe next year or the following year, definitely, when I decide that I'm going to hang up my songwriting boots, I think about bringing out an album with. I was going to call it like 12 by 12, which would be 12 songs written by David Torrance or THP songs with 12 different artists on it. So I could do that because I have got 12 songs with roughly 12 different artists that I could release. Or I could release a song, an album myself with my 6 songs that I've released over the last 2 or 3 years, along with the 5 tracks on my Sonic Synthesis EP. If Slipstream Music would be agreeing to that, I could bring out an album of David Torrance's songs, stroke instrumentals, things like that. You know, we're always thinking of new things.
Thinking of new things. Thinking of new things, definitely. And yeah, I mean, obviously, you've set up THP songs at the end of the day. Did you do that so like you could have control of like what you did at the end of the day? If you see what I mean, is that like your own company?
Yes, it's our own company. We set it up as a songwriting trio, and probably in the beginning, the idea was to write songs and maybe get them to major artists. But then we thought, well, we're bringing in nice singers here to finish and record these songs, so why not just bring them out as the artists ourselves? So, you know, we've got Zora Starr, Joan Patrick, Cara Droy, Harley Walsh, Stacey Zed, just to name just a few of the artists that we've written, and they're all on our webpage, thpsongs.com, and they're all on major platforms as well. But because they're unknown, you know, people will not know about them unless they go and directly go to Spotify and type in
Yeah,
Cara Droy, Shame on You, Zora Starr, Amor, you know, but they're all on our webpage, thpsongs.com.
definitely. Well, David, I think you've done incredibly well. Just like to say, I really enjoyed interview being you this past hour. Like I said, I'd like to apologise for the stream again at the end of the day being being not working at the start and stuff. And obviously you'll find this link on YouTube, you will, and also Facebook pages as well. And I'll also put it in a couple of other groups. I will do as well. Um, so, David, we've got about just 5 minutes to go before we end the show. Is there anything for 5 minutes that you would like to say, you would like to promote, or at the end of the day, or do you have any questions for me?
No, I'd just like to thank you for having me on. Um, and I'd just like to make it everybody aware that my sixth release, a song called Now That You've Gone, will be on all the major platforms on the 6th of September. And after that, there'll probably be the usual video, whether it be a lyric video or something. We've not thought about that yet, to accompaniment the song. And I just hope that you all go and download and stream it so that I can get 0.002 pence per stream.
Oh, of course, of course. Of course, definitely, 100%. Yeah, at the end of the day. And yeah, I'm just going to put out the link one more time at the end of the day for people to go and look at. It is thpsongs.com. It is at the end of the day and stuff like that. And David, thank you so much for coming on this show. I really appreciate it at the end of the day. It's now going to be broadcast to Facebook when it finishes, and also YouTube as well, if you see what I mean. Unfortunately, I have to say you've had people watching this stream at the end of the day, but you haven't been asked any questions, unfortunately, at the end of the day. But I'm sure the questions will come also when it's on the playback, because a lot of people also listen to it on the playback as well at the end of the day and stuff like that. And yeah, do you have any feedback for the show? And also, how have you found it?
Yeah, it's been very interesting. As I say, it's the first type of show like this that I've done. Most of my interviews prior to this have been pre-recorded things on different radio stations. The only one that I done live was down in Camglen, where I'd done I think I'd done 3 songs acoustically live, and get interviews with Derek McCutcheon. So it's very interesting. And I hope it all goes very well for you, Alice, because you're doing a great job and keep up the good work.
Well, thank you very much. You know, the idea is to support musicians and definitely help musicians at the end of the day through their journey and stuff. And remember, if you would like to come on this show as well, please also get in touch with me on my Facebook page, Alice Randall, or we've got a Musician Chat official page to get in touch with. There's loads of ways to get in touch with me. TikTok, Alice Randall Radio, and also Instagram. Next week, we have Barry Tomes, we do, a media guru who has worked with many stars like T Rex, Lulu, and also Slade as well at the end of the day. And he's a massive fan of Mark Bolan, and he's even met him at the end of the day, which will be very interesting. Don't forget, also, these shows will be on as well at this times as well. So, as I said, I'm going to do a 2 day a week block at the end of the day for 9 hours if musicians want to come on and be interviewed as well. And also, we really appreciate your feedback as well. And once again, thank you very much to David. And all that's left for me to say is thank you very much for watching, everyone. And I really do wish you a good afternoon. At the end of the day, enjoy the weather. And I shall see you next Wednesday with Barry Times.